What's going on, guys? Good morning. Glad to see everyone on here today and they're ready to rock and roll. Got a little bit of a gap up going on here on some names. Notice SoFi right now, just a little gap up here. SPY with a little gap up. Quite impressive, honestly. Quite impressive of a gap up. And the SPY yesterday was so weak. All the way down to 415 at the end of the day after a huge run. And now we're right back up here to 423. Makes no sense to me, but we're going to try to dig in here, see what we can find. How's everybody doing today? How did you do yesterday? Trading. We traded some SPY puts, and I'll show you the setup in a minute. Let me just send out a quick post out here, let everybody know we're live. And then we'll jump into it. Morning, the Beast. Dwayne, what's going on, guys? Joey. Joe, what's up? What's up? Green Day, nice. Good stuff. Guys, if you're not in the Discord, come on by. Here's the link to the Discord. All right, so what do you got? AAL working up a little gap. Whoops. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice little bounce back, huh? Man, it hit all the way down to 12 bucks yesterday. I'm honestly surprised to see this kind of a move so far today in most of these names after such a weak day yesterday. Look at this. Google's right back to 2,600. We closed down here at 2,400. I'm showing it 2,500 and change. Tesla was just relatively strong yesterday, period. But so were most of the EVs. I'm really surprised by the SPY, man. I wasn't surprised so much by it giving it up in the afternoon. That was not the surprising part to me at all. The surprising part to me is today. This is what's surprising to me. Yesterday, we did that, right? Like right after the morning session. We did that. Monster move. Guys, this thing went from 415 to 427. Like that during lunchtime. Like that. It's crazy to me that yesterday I made my money in here. Dude, that's where we made our money yesterday in chat. Right there, that 9 EMA VWAP crossed to the downside. And new lows on the SPY. All the way down to our target in the 415s. And that's where we made our money. And it's crazy to me. Yeah, the Beast. Joy says he grabbed $430 calls on the SPY at $1. Wow, man, nice. I mean, I don't know what the trade plan there was. I have a buddy that would do that, and I'd be like, bro, you're a wild man. Because this, I would have fully had expected today to just have for, for the downside. The fact that we gapped up here, that's insanity. Insanity. Really, it really is. This is where I made my money yesterday. Here in this little box right here. And then the SPY just boom all the way up here to 427. And then bang all the way back down here to 415s, 416s. And then today a gap up. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is wild. But yeah, yesterday we made our money there, and we caught that move. And I'll do a little recap here for you real quick. Let's zoom it in. So yesterday on the watch list, this is what I wrote. SPY watching for 421 to hold resistance, could have room to fall back down towards 415 to 410 area. That was the watch list. Yesterday, where did we find resistance? Look at that resistance at 421. Once we established it on these last two candles, soon as we broke under a VWAP and had that nasty rejection that we see here, boom, grabbed puts, and then just rode them down all the way to what? I said 415-ish, right? 415 to 410. Well, I got flat down here. Where's down here? 415.70s. I got flat right here. I took profits along the way. Of course. I took profits along the way. So here was the entry. Here was the stop after my entry. And those are the take profits. Let me grab you the alerts and I'll show you guys. So long Tesla put option, sorry, SPY put option. 419 strike, $4.34 entry. Tomorrow's expiration, stop SPY over 420. Taking profits $4.64, $5, $5.49, $5.67, $6.01. My last take profit. So that was a fun one. That was a super fun one. One second here. Guys, remember the 30 days for free for DTC Lite is going to go away here pretty soon. So if you want to take advantage of that, scoop it up now, because that'll be going away pretty soon here in the next few weeks. Maybe by the end of the month. Got to talk with Joan all about it. So that was my trade yesterday. And then what did the SPY do afterwards? It went back up to VWAP. I missed that, but I did tell everybody, guys, watch. As it was bouncing, we were looking at other stuff. So I told guys, watch for VWAP to reject. Could be a potential new entry for a similar trade. And why do we always take some profits off in front of the low? See how I took profits off here in front of the low? Why do I always take some profits off in front of the low? Because you never know when you're going to double bottom and do this. Look at that. That is crazy. This is where I made my money yesterday. And look at the giant move to the upside the SPY did yesterday. That's insane. And then in the afternoon, what did it do? Gave it all back up. And then now today, a gap up. Insanity. Definitely crazy. So, all right, guys. What time is it? 8:14. So let's jump into some of your tickers and questions. Now that we already did the recap on yesterday's trade, let's do some recaps and questions. Some questions and tickers. So throw them up in chat and let's get into them. The beast, yeah, rocket ship. The apes must be in SPY, huh? All right, guys, throw up the tickers that you want me to look at, and we'll jump into those straight away. Let me go look at some news in the meanwhile. So McDonald's temporarily closes 850 restaurants in Russia nearly 2 weeks into Ukrainian war. Dow futures climb nearly 500 points as commodity prices ease amid war in Ukraine. Oil falls as investors weigh U.S. import ban. 10-year Treasury yield rebounds back to 1.90%. Spfm. Wow. So we're back to these types of moves. And 275 is what I would look for there, but we're far away from there. Is there news on this thing? No news that I see. Latest piece of news is 12 days old that I've seen here. So no news that I see at all on this thing. Baldy, what's going on, man? Young, good morning. Tree and FTX. Yep, we'll definitely look at those. So no news that I see on SBFM. I mean, 275 would be the number I would look at, but we're really far away from that. But you can keep an eye on that level. Otherwise, look for mid-gap support. This is like one of those maybe pre-market pump and dumps. I don't know. I don't see any news, or maybe there's some news out there, but it really hasn't made it to the front. Maybe it's just rumored stuff in forums. Who knows? But I don't really see any news on it right now. The volume's okay. Not bad. Not the greatest either. I mean, 3-minute candles. You got 30,000 shares traded. That's not a whole lot. Oh, yeah, you couldn't see any news either? Gotcha. Baldy working for the man? Oh, man. Now, let me move the chat really quickly here to the side so I can see it better, guys. There we go. Okay, so TREE. Let's look at that one for Young. Oh, lending tree. Are you looking at this for like a day trade? Swing trade? Okay, to make it simpler to look at, I moved it to a weekly, but look at the daily. You can see here, support, support, support. We scroll back all the way back here and you see some resistance back here. So let's turn it into a weekly real quick. That way you can see a little bit clearer. Whoops. Look at this resistance back here at this line I drew. And if you move it forward, it turned into support. And now we are underneath it. So I'd watch that level, see if it holds resistance. So far, it's definitely been holding resistance. I'd watch for that level, see if it holds resistance. Because it was support previously, multiple times. And if you scroll back far enough, it was resistance way back there. FDX. FedEx. Very similar looking chart almost. Different sectors. Okay, so you see this line at 206? Gotta go all the way back here to 2018. It was support there. A little bit of resistance back here. Further out. If we scroll in here now, we tapped it recently as support, broke underneath it, and now we're back above it. You're going to want to see this start to hold some support. You could have some room towards 216. FSLR. Let's look at that one. Yesterday I noticed, and I was talking to the team about it on the Discord. We were noticing it. We were talking about how oil keeps going up. Obviously, prices at the pump skyrocketing. We haven't seen these prices on the pump since 2008. Think about that. That's insanity. So we started to notice market was going lower. We were playing puts on the SPY, but then we saw relative strength in Tesla. And then I started to notice all the EV stocks were relatively strong. You're talking about Tesla, Lucid. I think we looked at NIO. I'm not sure. Let me see. Let's look at NIO real quick. Okay, so NIO wasn't as strong, but it wasn't as bad as some of the other stuff. So what was that again? FSLR. And then we started to look at BLNK, ChargePoint. We looked at Rivian. All these stocks yesterday were green when we looked at them. I don't know where they closed. But when we looked at them in the morning, they were green and they were strong compared to everything else. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some EV action here in the coming days, continuing as long as oil gets crazy. And I would imagine it continues to be crazy. So on FSLR, you had this little clear area here at 80 bucks, 81, previous support zone. Turned resistance. It was resistance yesterday as well. If you scroll back, look, what do you see again? Support kicking in, right? In the past. And you also see resistance. Look at support again. So this little $81 area, oh my God, look at this resistance. This little $81 area, look at this resistance, bro. Oh. That little $81 area, resistance, support. That little $81 area is the area to watch. If that level can break through, strong volume, and you're starting to get a little volume increase, check it out. Look at the daily chart. You're starting to get that little volume increase. Not drastic, but you're starting to get it. So it'd be one to keep an eye on. If you can break through that level and begin to hold it as support, you do have some room here, 86, 85, all the way to 90. Here's your 86, 85 zone. And 90 is up here, the 200-day and the 100-day moving average. So not a bad one to watch. It's slower mover. Definitely a little bit less volatile than something like Tesla. So something to keep on watch there. Good eye, Joe. AMD puts and calls all day long. Made good money. Looks like it's going to gap down again. What's gapping down? AMD? No, AMD's gapping up. Everything's gapping up today. Everything's gapping up right now. Mike, INDO. Guys, if you guys were in here yesterday, I told you, I was like, guys, today be careful with the small cap oil plays. I remember somebody mentioning that the small cap oil plays were really good for long term. And I was like, they're good trading vehicles, but not good long-term investments, in my opinion. I said, for oil, long-term investments, go look at some of the stronger names like Exxon, right? Chevron, stuff like that. Look up those names. CVX. Okay, look up these names. Now look at the moves these things have been making since the year started, and these are established companies. INDO got crushed yesterday. Crushed. We didn't trade INDO. We didn't trade IMPP. Any of those yesterday because they weren't tradable. They just weren't. I mean, unless you had shorts on them. So INDO today. I mean, I still wouldn't be looking at it to the long side much. I would watch this $25 area, see if $25 area can hold support. Right, we're at 34, so we're quite a ways away from there. But I would watch maybe that $25 area. I think we don't really see some strong, good support on this until we get back down here to 1560s. And I don't think we go, 1560s, bang, right from there to 100 again, or 80s, whatever it hit. 86, I think, is what it hit. But you could see a little relief bounce down there. In the meanwhile, 25s would be an area to see a little relief bounce, and then maybe another one down here in the 15s. Yeah, battery stocks. I mentioned BLNK, ChargePoint. I own some ChargePoint in my long term. I bought some. Damn, it's at 17 bucks. I wanted more. I mean, I still get some more later, but I bought some in here and in here. So I'm sitting nice on that, but it's just like a super starter position. ChargePoint maybe experiences some resistance here. Look at the previous support zone at that level. Resistance. Maybe we experience some resistance now in here, especially with this 100-day moving average creeping up over here. I mean, honestly speaking, I would love for ChargePoint to get itself back down here. I would love for it to get back down here so I can add a little bit more, because I don't have a lot of this at all. I still need some more. I almost have what I want out of SoFi, but I want some more out of ChargePoint. That's for the long-term hold. Fed talks today? I don't think so. I think, I mean, I don't know. I know the 16th we have the Fed meeting. On the 16th we had the 2-day Fed meeting. Oh, okay. Harris is meeting with NATO. Jackie, good morning. Glad to see you on here. Good morning, good morning. All right, guys. Hey, do me a quick favor, guys. We have about 29, 30 people watching the live stream, but we only have 16 likes. Do me a quick solid there. Hit that like button. It really helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. There we go. 17, 18. Keep them coming, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate those likes. Okay, so any other tickers you want me to look at for you? I'm going to send out a quick tweet here while you guys throw some more tickers on there you want me to look at. Bob Lab, what's up, man? Good to see you. Miss you in the Discord. RCL and BMBL for Mike. All right. So RCL. And we've gone over this one a lot, it seems. All right, so RCL. It's a huge channel. It's a huge channel right now. You have these $62 zone support. Right? Obviously, it's a huge area because it's a humongous channel. Right? You have all this support here at this level, and then you have all this resistance up here. So that's your channel. If it breaks underneath that, maybe extension lower to 50 bucks. And if it breaks up and over it, well, then that'll be great. BMBL. Bumble Inc. Technology sector. That's a big gap up. That's got to be some news on this thing, right? Okay, so they had earnings. They missed on earnings, but they still got a pop, so they must have some good forward guidance, I'd imagine. I mean, this thing could easily sell off today, especially if people are like, I don't like this earnings, let me get out of this position. Who cares about their forward guidance? And then maybe you get a bunch of new people who like their forward guidance and jump in there and buy the dip. So there's not a whole lot here right now as far as, you know, what to look at. I mean, you have this $19 zone, obviously. Support, damn it, resistance there, support here. That's about it. There's really not a whole lot to look at here. You might experience some resistance here, right? You have previous support. That's about it. Such a big gap up here. I mean, I'd expect maybe a little pop and then some selling. Maybe later on in the morning, it makes a little U-turn. Gives you a nice little U-shape, red to green move. An intraday red to green move. Maybe watch for these 850s to get tested, possibly. 1850s. There's not a whole lot here as far as structure, you know, and it's a big gap up. Good volume yesterday. Pullman, yep, we went over SBFM. There's no news on it that we see anyways, and it's sold off significantly. I'd watch 275. There's really nothing else outside of that. You're up in no man's land, so that means watch for mid-gap support. I'm guessing, I don't know, Mike, if you're asking for Zest, the stock, or if that was just Zest, like Zesty. I'm not sure. Guys, remember, when you write a ticker, put it all in caps. That way we know for certain it's a stock. So I'm guessing you're talking about the stock. So I'm just going to go over it. 200-day moving average, we're right underneath it right now. That level, I probably expect to hold resistance. Previous support zone. Lining up with that 200-day moving average. Previous resistance zone. Previous support zone. All lining up in that general vicinity here. And then you got a little structure in and out of it back here. So I'd expect that level to possibly hold some resistance. You might see a fade back down to the 340s. Maybe even the 290s. UPST has shares buyback going on. UPST, when UPST wants to move, it moves. Right now, it's not at any crucial level other than the 50-day moving average. This 107 zone, you can see support back here. Support in here. Support in here. A little bit of resistance in there. So maybe that's a level to watch. But then you have the 50-day moving average. I mean, it's still quite a ways away. You got the 50-day at 118. So you still have some points you can make there on pullbacks. It held it very nicely yesterday, as a matter of fact. Jose, good morning. Pullman, my pleasure. Thank you for tuning in. Any other questions, guys, or tickers you want me to look at? Oh, and thank you for the likes, guys. Way to go, man. We got 32, 33 people watching. We got 30 likes. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Guys, did you miss yesterday's video? If not, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change the thumbnail on it. I think maybe the thumbnail is what failed yesterday's video. Let me get you yesterday's link. You can put it to the side and watch yesterday's video. Yesterday's video is if you're interested in learning how to identify and trade relative strength, this is the video you want to watch. And remember, guys, the 30 days for DTC Lite, that 30 days for free is going to go away soon. Jose, DRTC, benchmark initiates coverage with buy rating, announces price target of 8. Oh, man, those analyst stuff, they almost never come to fruition. But they do, you know, sometimes provide a little pop here and there. At 170 area looks decent. So this is 190. Maybe watch that between that 170 to 190 area. Possible. Here you have previous resistance, previous support, and kind of like the same thing down here at the 170s. Previous support, previous resistance. So those will be a couple bounce areas potentially. Spfm we went over. There's no news on that. It's probably one of those pre-market pumps. But 275 would be the only level on the daily. Outside of that, it's mid-gap support. Okay, so stock futures posted strong gains early Wednesday as surging in commodity prices eased while the war in Ukraine continues. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 458 points, or about 1.4%. The S&P 500 futures climbed 1.6%, and the Nasdaq 100 futures gained 2%. The gains come amid an easing in commodity prices that have spooked the broader markets. Energy and agriculture products in particular have catapulted higher amid the fighting in Ukraine, while some metals have also posted major gains. West Texas Intermediate crude, the U.S. oil benchmark, was last down 2.2% to $120.92 a barrel, with Brent crude and the international standard fell 1.7% to 125.78. Wheat futures also were sharply lower, falling 6.3% to 1,206 a bushel. The palladium continues its march higher, rising 3.8% to 3,082 per ounce. Treasury yields also climbed as investors focused on overall trend of higher inflation. The benchmark 10-year Treasury rose 3.7 basis points to 1.9%. A basis point equals 0.01%. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go over Tesla, Jose. Fudaki says, "Morning, Jesse. Good morning. SPY action yesterday. Rejection that major support. Everything it's gapping up a little today. You think continuation to the downside, or do you think we might get a couple of choppy days?" Fudaki, the SPY is insane. Yesterday we made money on SPY puts in the morning early on, and then this thing just went insane during lunch. And then all of a sudden it got exhausted and fell asleep and came all the way back down here. Like, this is insane action. Yesterday, what we did on the SPY was we identified in the pre-market watch list that we sent out, watching for 421 to hold resistance, could have room to 415 to 410 area. That's what we said yesterday. And yesterday we rejected 421 right there. So we got puts over at the daytraderchatroom.com and we wrote them down. Take profits along the way, right? More take profits. And then I got flat down here in the 415 area down here. I'll show you. That's what we did yesterday. So long SPY puts, 419 strike to today's expiration, which was the 9th. 434 entry, stop if SPY breaks back up over 420, over VWAP zone. Profits 464, 549, 567, 601 best take profit. And then I don't know where the SPY during lunch, boom. And then we close weak. And then today we got a gap up. So, and now we're above 421. So now I would expect to watch for resistance possibly here at 428. Well, not possibly. That's where I'm going to look for resistance. Am I going to go look for puts today? I don't know. I don't think so. I think today might be a little choppy, a little bit more difficult to gauge direction on. But I would expect the 428 area to hold potential resistance, you know? So that's going to go on the watch list. That's going to go on the watch list here. I don't think that 415 or 410 is the low for the year. Thank you. Is the low for the year. I expect this 410 to break to the downside. at some point here, I've been saying it by the summer, maybe even before then. I'd expect that 410 to break. I don't think the year's low is that. I think the year's low is probably like the 390s to 405 area. I don't even know 405, but 390s to 405. So basically 386, the levels I'm looking at, basically 386, low 390s, and then the low 400s. Those are my levels that I think could be the year's low. So we'll see what happens. Dwayne says, DTC Lite is worth it. One trade during my free trial made enough for the next 6 months. What? Dude, I didn't even know that. That's awesome. Congratulations. Thanks, Umberto. Come and try it and say hi to me, Double D. Oh, man, you guys are awesome. Yeah, guys, so Dwayne is one of our DTC Lite members over there. Here's the link, guys. That 30 days is going to go away pretty soon. Like, I'm serious. I thought we were going to probably do away with it in a few months. We're going to do away with it probably in the next handful of weeks. Man, I'm super happy to hear that. Congrats. Congrats, Dwayne. Robert C. Good morning, Jesse. Do you think UVXY21 calls? I don't... Okay, so that would be a trade based on, obviously, the SPY going lower, right? I just went over the SPY. I would watch 428. If 428 can hold resistance, you might get a drop back down to 421. That's definitely possible. I'm just concerned that it'll be a choppier session, maybe today or tomorrow. I think at some point this week it's going to get choppy unless we get some random news catalyst out of Ukraine and Russia that could send the market either up or down, depending on what the news is. If it's peace talks and they look promising, we move. We might make a move back towards 435.50. You know, and at that point, you know, UVXY is not going to be where you want to be in for the long side anyways. So you got to keep your ears out for those news catalysts. Fudaki, my pleasure. Totally my pleasure. Guys, my wife just brought me some Cuban coffee. Look at how good this thing looks. Look at that. My God. It is amazing. Umberto, good morning. Does it look like this in New Jersey? No, my pleasure, Robert. Guys, remember, look, even if you don't become a member of DTC Lite or a DTC Pro, you can still pass by the Discord and go to the free section and you can ask me questions there. Okay? So let's say you have a question in the middle of the day and you're like, damn, I wish I could ask Jesse. There you go. That's what you could do right there. It doesn't look like that. Umberto, guys, I'm in Miami. I'm in South Florida. So Umberto's in New Jersey. Umberto's a swing trade moderator over at the DTC. And I'm like, guys, does your Cuban coffee look like this in New Jersey? He's like, nope. Mike, yes, with a pomita, correct. That's what's up, man. Joey, Jesse, how does AMD look today? I hit it right yesterday. Dude, you saw that? I didn't get a chance to jump in on that, man. I didn't get a chance to jump in. I did call it out for my members in real time, but I was busy with the SPY. We nailed the SPY yesterday. In the early morning, believe it or not, we made money on SPY puts. Okay, so AMD. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. ADD's hitting me. Let me finish the SPY. So SPY, watching for 428 to hold resistance if it can get up there, and 421 possible support. If 421 breaks and becomes resistance, watching for a fade back down towards 415. Robert, nice. The weather's great down here, my man. Okay, so AMD. AMD for Joey. AMD. So yesterday, guys, we talked about AMD. We talked about this $99 area holding support. All right, if not watching for 94. If 94 would have hit, that would have been nice. But 99 held very nicely. We got a nice bounce off that level yesterday. We talked about what? 110. Was it on the watch list? No, it wasn't. Oh, yes, it was. Look. AMD, watching for 99 area to hold support if we get a bounce in the overall market, which we did later in the morning. Then watch for AMD to bounce off this level. Could have room towards 105 to 110. That's what I wrote yesterday. That's what we went over yesterday. What was AMD's high yesterday? The low was $100.08 and the high was 109.90. Join DTC Lite at a minimum. guys, come on now. Look at that call, huh? Now, what can happen today? If the overall market decides to either get choppy or reject, we might see this 110 hold resistance. Okay? We might see that 110 hold resistance. If it holds support, if we can get up and over it and hold support, well, we could get a move that could take us back here to the 200-day moving average in that 114, 115 zone. I'd expect it to, if not hold resistance, at least get choppy somewhere up there. So for me, the long trade here now is difficult, and I wouldn't be looking for a long trade on it, and I probably wouldn't look for a short trade on it unless the overall market shows me weakness. So the setup here was yesterday down here. If you were able to get into it and partake in that trade, then congratulations, guys. If not now, for me personally, it's too high risk, too lower probability in either direction regardless, because of the level where it's at now, you know. DRCT for Mike. We'll look at that one. Nice, Joey. Good job. You nailed it both long and short. Good job. Well done. Well done. Very, very, very well done, guys. Guys, remember, like I said, 30 days will go away soon. So, DRCT. Oh, we went over this one, right? Didn't we just go over this one, guys? I'm sure you weren't here, Mike. Don't worry about it. I'm just wondering. I think I went over this one. You got this $2 zone here. 190's $2 zone. Support. Resistance. This might be an area to look at. If not, all the way down here at 170. Yeah, we went over this one. Support. Resistance. But that's it. There's really nothing else. There's really nothing else there. Okay, so we got the SPY. Now let's hop on over to Tesla real quick. Tesla, you can watch for this 200-day moving average to possibly break and become support. EVs were extra strong yesterday, relatively strong. Tesla watching for the 200-day MA in the mid 240s, mid 840s to hold support. Could have room towards 860s to 880s. $860s to $880s area. If the 200-day becomes resistance, then watching for a fade back down towards 800. Cuban coffee was delicious. Robert C. Yes, DTC Lite is live. It's a live feed, so it would be basically exactly what you see now without my face, and no lag, because there's lag on YouTube. So the way I work, guys, okay, real quick, I'm gonna get into that, Kesher. The way I work, I just want to put it out there real quick, is DTC Lite is live trading all day. This is what I do. I run a business from the side here, and I trade. So I'm on here all day. So I'll trade the morning with you until 11 o'clock. You're like, oh, Jesse goes away at 11? No. Oh, Jesse goes away at 10? No. No. Jesse goes away at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So at 11:30, we usually, everything dwindles down a little bit. So I go ahead and I jump into live recap and live lesson on the morning. Okay. Before then, I'm going over charts constantly, going over whatever trades I'm in, answering your questions. Okay. And Umberto and Just James are there as well. They're the moderators. Umberto's your swing trade moderator, and Just James small caps. Then at 12 o'clock, we have lunch. Screens stay up. Then at 2 p.m., I get back on the microphone and we do afternoon scans. We look to see if there's something good to swing, potential swing trades, or afternoon setups for day trades. And then sometimes we do an afternoon lesson. And of course, I answer questions all day long. That's how DTC Lite works. DTC Pro gets all of that plus a free one-on-one when they sign up, plus all the courses, the video lesson library with nearly 200-300 videos. Okay. And anytime I drop courses or I drop content on the DTC Pro dashboard, you always get that content. There's no upsells as far as courses go. If you want courses, you got to become DTC Pro, and DTC Pro gets every single course I ever drop. Their price is locked in always. DTC Lite, you also lock in your price. So $24.99 is what it costs now every month. Let's say in 6 months it's $50. You're still going to pay $24.99 because we like to take care of the people who support the channel, who support the DTC community, all that, right? So we lock in your prices. So let's say DTC Lite goes to $50 one day, you're going to be at $24.99. Let's say DTC Pro goes to $1,200 one day, you're going to be at whatever you paid, $750, $899, $850, whatever it is you paid, all right? So there you go. That's how that works. Any questions, feel free to ask, but I'm going to jump back into the stocks here. So SPFM, we went over this one a few times, guys. It's selling off some. It's holding up decently. We do not find any news, so I don't know why it's moving like this. It could be as simple as some rumors going on, something with Reddit. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. I don't find anything, and I don't have time to go on Twitter now while I'm talking to you guys and try to find out. So just looking at it from the technical standpoint, I only see 275 on here. Other than that, it's going to be looking for mid-gap support to see if it kicks in and maybe squeezes. If it can get over $6 again, you'll probably see a nice little move. Other than that, there's really nothing else. I'm probably not going to trade it because I don't see why it's moving. So I don't like to trade those usually. Sometimes I'll take a trade on them. If they're really, really, really strong. Right now, I'm just going to be a spectator. That could change by 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't trade the opening bell, guys. 9:30, the bell rings and you hear people hitting hitting their hotkeys. No, I don't trade at 9:30 in 5 seconds. I wait for patterns to develop. I wait for pullbacks into support. I wait for rejections of resistance zones, kind of like we did on the SPY yesterday. All right, kind of like my SPY trade yesterday. So typically speaking, my trades are slower in the sense that I can get on the microphone, and I do get on the microphone. And I say, guys, I'm going to be looking for the SPY to test such and such level, reject such and such level. And I'll be buying puts there, I'll be buying calls there, or I'll be buying a stock there, right? Because I buy stocks too, shares. So that's what I do. I'll get on the microphone and I'll be like, I'm looking for such and such level ahead of time before it even happens. If that level hits, great, I jump in my trade. If it doesn't, oh well, move on to the next one. So it gives you ample time, right? That gives you ample time. All right, so SPY and Tesla, we have it on the watch list. Let's look at the scans real quick here because time is ticking. Oh my God, time is ticking. I've been talking. I'll put SPFM on the watch list. SPFM, no news that I see. Watching for the 275 area to hold support on deep pullbacks. Otherwise, watching for mid-gap support. If it can get over 6, we could see a bit of a squeeze back towards $7 to $9. Otherwise, watch for a fade back to 3. All right, so we have SPY, Tesla, SPFM on watch so far. This DRTC, another one that's leading the charge this morning. Let's see if it has news. DRTC. DRCT. Okay, so no news that I see on DRTC either. None. So it'll be a similar play. DRTC, no news that I see. Watching for the $2 area to hold support or bottom support on deep pullbacks in the 170 area. Could have room towards $3. Or watch for resistance to show up for a fade back down towards 150. All right, so there we go. Those two. I hate when this is what we have. I hate when this is what we have. AREB, American Rebel Holdings. I like the name. That's cool. No news. Another no news. Another no news. Why? Another no news. No, 178 here holding resistance. It's not like it has really good volume. I'm not going to put this on the watch list. Let's go look at NVIDIA real quick. And then you have these bigger names. They're right in the face of a lot of resistance zones. So that's going to make it that much more difficult today. That much more difficult today. No, I don't think I'm going to make NVIDIA on the watch list. Got SPY, Tesla, Spfm, DRCT. What do you got there? Keshra. It's snowing the king over there. 1 to 3 inches of snow. Good lord. Stay warm, man. MOHO. Okay, so this is a one of these sub penny stocks or sub dollar stocks. You have clear resistance that has established itself here at 28 cents previously. Clear support. You can watch that level, see if it can hold support again for you. Could have room 32 to 40 cents. Robert, you just signed up? Well, welcome to the DTC Lite team, man. Thank you very much. I look forward to trading with you, bro. That's going to be fun. Yes, let's do it, bro. Let's kill it. Love it. I love it when I see you guys who've been watching for a while, you sign up to the community, because we're just building that awesome community. You know, none of this Lambo crap and all this ego, everybody, and posting their P&Ls with like paper trading. Bro, all these paper traders that get caught on Twitter, it's crazy. It's hilarious. We're trying to build a real community of like traders who are really going to be there to help each other out with good courses, good like, you know, back-end support. Yes, dude, just quality team. Let's go. All right, so let me see here. BMBL. Yeah, we went over this one as well. CYD, no volume. DRCT, we already went over. SOXL. Today's going to be a very, it feels like it's going to be a difficult day to find something good to trade. That's just what it feels like. That could change 5 minutes into the day, to be honest. But that's just what it feels like right now. We need this Apple, guys. Apple's basically the only tech stock to be still above this 200-day moving average. And this is one of the reasons why the SPY hasn't just fully flushed out already and gone into the low 400s. We need this Apple to finally break down underneath that 200-day moving average, just like Google, just like Amazon, just like Facebook, just like PayPal, just like NVIDIA, right? We need this. We need Apple to do that. Just like Microsoft, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, just like Microsoft. We need Apple to do that, man. AMD, okay? D-Dog. See how all of these tech stocks are underneath the 200-day moving average? We need Apple to do that so we can buy cheap stocks for the long term. Raphael, no. Never even heard of that. Not gonna BS you. No, I have no idea what that is. I've never even heard of it. So no, I keep my trading super simple. Super simple. Jose, I don't know if you're asking me this for real or if you're asking me like joking around. You're asking me joking around, aren't you? You've been with me long enough. The one thing I'll give it up to AMC and the apes is you guys are holding that $14 mark like bro, look at that. That's impressive. That's still trading in that $14 to $21 channel. It's still trading in that channel. Guys, it's 9:01. I'm going to be late for Discord, so I got to get going. Those of you who want to come join me over in the Discord, you can do it here. Get your 30 days for free because those 30 days are going to go away soon. And I'm laughing with Jose. And I got to hop on over there. So I'm going to put the final touches on the watch list. I'll be back on the live stream tomorrow at 8 a.m. Okay, good luck today. Be disciplined. It's a little wishy-washy today. It's not as clear-cut as it was kind of yesterday. So be patient. Be patient today in the morning. Wait for confirmation and stick to your trade plans. Do not hold bags, all right, guys? I'll see you all tomorrow at 8 or I'll see you over on the Discord. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in and have a great day.